class, in this video, we are going to have another example under sketching the graph of a rational function. So I hope na throughout our discussion, you are now familiar on how to find the following, these important terms or important points and lines in our graph, and how to find them. So let's now jump to our example, number 1. Or number 3 rather. So we have the f of x is equal to 3x squared minus 8x minus 3 all over 2x squared plus 7x minus 4. Now let's solve for the domain and the intercept of this function. So for us to solve the domain, as you already know, to solve for the domain, we have to equate our denominator. So let's maximize our space. So that is solution for letter A, or the domain. So you will have 2x squared plus 7x minus 4 equal to 0. So for us to solve for our quadratic, we have to factor out 2x squared plus 7x minus 4. And that is 2x minus 1 times x plus 4. So if you check that, tatama po yan dito sa ating pinaka-quadratic function or quadratic equation. So therefore, naka-equate na siya sa 0. So we can now separately equate 2x minus 1 to 0 as well as x plus 4 equal to 0. Then, let's solve for x. So first, transpose natin itong ating negative 1. So you will have 2x equal to positive 1. Then dividing both sides by 2. So our first restriction is your x should not be equal to positive 1/2. Then, dito naman po sa IPSA, you have to transpose your negative or your 4. So you will have negative 4. So another restriction of our domain is your x should not be equal to negative 4 and positive 1. So therefore, domain is x such that x is an element of a real number where x is not equal to negative 4 and 1/2. Ayan. Wala nang masyadong space si ma'am, pero dito adjust natin. Paano naman po pag ang domain natin is i-represent natin in an interval notation. So again, pagka ito-draw mo yung number line, that is, ito yung ating negative 4 at nandito yung ating 1/2. No? Itong ating 1/2. So therefore, nahati siya ng tatlo. Sa tatlong bahagi, yung iyong line. So meron ka dito, dapat meron kang gitna, at meron ka dito na parts. So, in an interval, kung i-represent natin yan, itong part na to will be negative infinity, negative 4, union of, yung nasa gitna, negative 4, 1/2, then union of 1/2, positive infinity. Ayan. So, that is how you write it in a interval notation. Next, so we have now our domains. No, our domain. Now, let's identify the x-intercept and y-intercept. So, first muna po, yung ating letter B, y-intercept muna niya. So, again, sa y-intercept, you just have to let your x be equal to 0. So, that is f of 0 equal to 3 times 0 squared minus 8 times 0 minus 3 over 2 times 0 squared plus 7 times 0 minus 4. So, madali lang to kasi yung mga numbers na minumultiply mo sa 0, any number, kahit i-square mo pa siya, the answer will be 0. So, therefore, yung numerator mo ay magiging 0 minus 0 minus 3. Then, denominator mo will be 0 plus 0 minus 4. So, meron kang minus 3, minus 4, or negative 4, negative 3, negative 4 sa iyong numerator and denominator. So, therefore, your f of 0 is 3 over 4. Positive 3 over 4. That is your y-intercept or 0, 3/4. Ayan yung point. Then, dun na tayo sa ating letter B, pero x-intercept. So, sa ating x-intercept, madali na lang siya kasi, or zeros, tinatawag nating zeros din yun, di ba? So, zeros, what we are going to do is to equate lang po yung ating numerator. So, our numerator is 3x squared minus 8x minus 3 equal to 0. Solve lang natin siya by factoring out our quadratic equation. So, you will have 3x plus 1 and x minus 3. So, by equating both the factors into 0, you will have 3x plus 1 equal to 0, x minus 3 equal to 0. So, our x dito, automatic na lang, limited lang kasi space ni ma'am. So, 1/3, and the other one is x is equal to 3. Ayan. So, this is our x zeros. Zeros po muna yan. Pero ang pinaka-x-intercept natin is 1/3, negative 1/3, 0, and positive 3, 0. Ayan ang ito ang ating zeros, ito ang ating x-intercept. Intercepts. Okay, next, let's have another. So again, same lang po ang ating hinahanap, same function rather, but this time we're going to look for the asymptote. So meron tayong dalawa, vertical asymptote at meron tayong horizontal asymptote. So for us to solve for our horizontal asymptote first, pagbabasihan lang po natin yung ating n and d, or yung highest degree ng ating numerator and denominator. So, in this case, 2 ang ating numerator at ang denominator natin. So, therefore, our n and d are equal. Ibig sabihin, we can solve our horizontal asymptote by y is equal to a over b, where our a and b are the leading terms. Leading terms ng ating leading coefficient rather ng ating leading term. So, for this one, ang ating leading coefficient is 3 and ang ating leading coefficient for our denominator is 2. So, that is 3, 2. So, substitute lang natin, you will have 3/2. Or, your y or our horizontal asymptote is equal to 3/2. Ayan. Horizontal asymptote. Now, for us to solve naman yung ating vertical asymptote, so we have to equate our denominator. So, para lang din siyang katulad nung ginawa nating proseso sa ating domain. But this time, kukunin lang natin yung pinaka-x value niya. Kasi yun yung ating magiging line or boundary sa ating graph. So, mangyayari, you will have 2x squared plus 7x minus 4 equal to 0. And when you factor out this one, that is 2x minus 1, x plus 4. Then, equating both sides by 0. Then, after that, you solve for x. So, makukuha mo dito is positive 1/2. And you will have x is equal to negative 4. Ayan yung ating mga lines or vertical asymptotes. Dalawa. Pwede naman kahit dalawa. So now, let's try to sketch before we construct our table of values. So kung natatandaan nyo, meron tayong 3 points kanina. Anong mga points natin? Meron tayong negative 3, 0, 3, 0, at meron tayong 0, 3, 4. So, una, let's try to sketch yung ating point, yung ating y-intercept. So, ang ating y-intercept is 0, 3, 4. So, when you say 0,34, malapit-lapit siya sa 1. So, let's assume na ito yun. Yan. And then, yung ating namang x-intercept are 3,0. 3,0, ito yun. 3,0. And another is yung ating negative 1/3, 0. So, negative 1/3 is malapit-lapit sa ating 0. Pero hindi siya gitna. So, dito yan banda. Ayan yung ating mga intercepts. Next naman po, i-try nating i-graph yung ating horizontal asymptote as well as our vertical asymptote. So, ating horizontal asymptote, isa lang naman, no? That is y is equal to 3/2. And 3/2 is equal to 1/2. So, that is 1.5, no? So, y is equal to 1.5. So, assume natin na ito yung pinakagitna ng y mo. Then, draw tayo na imaginary line, which is y is equal to 3/2 or 1.5. So, ayan, draw lang natin. So, this is our horizontal asymptote. So, para naman po sa ating vertical asymptote, saan yung ating vertical asymptote? So, meron tayong 1/2 and negative 1/4. So, we have negative 1/4 and 1/2. So, negative 1/4, ito yun, no? Vertical, x is equal to negative 1/4 and the other one is 1/2. So, gitna, vertical asymptote natin, x is equal to 1/2. Ayan po yung ating structure muna ng sketch. So, na-plot na natin yung ating mga vertical asymptote, horizontal asymptote, at mga intercepts.